Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Midday News on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. Now the news info. President Bola Tinubu will depart Abuja for Rome, the capital of Italy, on Saturday on invitation of Pope Leo XIV. Tinubu's special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, said the president will attend a solemn mass marking the beginning of the pontificate of His Holiness Pope Leo XIV, the 267th Bishop of Rome and the new leader of the Roman Catholic Church, accompanied by top Catholic leaders. In a papal invitation sent by Cardinal Pedro Parolin, Pope Leo XIV underscored the need for President Tinubu's physical appearance as this moment of particular importance for the Catholic Church and the world afflicted by many tensions and conflicts. The House of Representatives have been divided over a bill seeking to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make voting compulsory for all Nigerians and voting age in national and state elections. The bill, which passed second reading during a plenary session presided over by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, was jointly sponsored by the Speaker and Daniel Asama, a lawmaker from Plateau State. The proposed legislation stipulates penalties for eligible voters who fail to vote without valid justification, including a fine of 100,000 naira, a 6-month jail term, or both. The Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria has urged the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration to demonstrate tangible action towards tackling the country's socio-economic and political challenges rather than dishing out mere promises. The Fellowship National Secretary, Bishop David Bakare, who spoke with journalists at the end of the retreat in Uyo, emphasized the importance of divine intervention, while also underscoring the role of leadership in governance. Bakare urged the president to show greater commitment to the implementation of his administration's policies beyond rhetoric. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar says ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo swiftly ended Boko Haram's activities when the group first emerged during their administration. Speaking in Abuja during a visit by stakeholders from Kogi East Senatorial District, led by former Kogi State Deputy Governor Simon Achuba, Atiku attributed the early success against the insurgents to strong political will. Atiku, in a video shared on his Facebook page from the meeting, said Boko Haram first appeared in Yobe State in 2002, prompting Obasanjo to consult him on how to respond. The Senate has approved the confirmation of 5 resident electoral commissioners for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The confirmation followed the presentation of a report by the Chairman, Senate Committee on Electoral Matters, Samuel Lalong. Ramsey Enoch Agbo has details.
Those confirmed include Umar Garba, Kano, Said Idris, Bauchi, Chukwu Emeka Ibezako, Anambra, Umar Mutar, Borno, and Dr. Johnson Sinekem, Bayelsa.
That after carefully scrutinizing all the relevant documents of the nominees and due consideration of their level of exposure, experiences, performances, qualifications, and integrity. 1. Umar Yusuf Garba from Kano, Saad Umar Idris from Bauchi State, Chukwu Emeka C. Ibezako from Anambra State, Umar Mukhtar from Borno State, and Dr. Johnson Alibo Sinekem from Bayelsa State.
After the confirmation, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, congratulated the new INEC regs and urged them to promote democratic values with integrity and patriotism.
Let me thank my colleagues and particularly thank the committee on INEC and electoral matters and all the members for a job well done, and congratulate all the confirmed Western Electoral Commissioners today by the Nigerian Senate, and I want to wish them luck as they pilot the affairs of INEC in a fair and equitable manner to promote democracy and bring justice to all.
Ramsey Enoch Agbo reporting for Global TV News.
In a different development, the Nigerian Senate has called on the federal government and relevant security agencies to secure the release of Kogi monarch Oba James Oguyade, who was abducted in his palace by criminal elements in the early hours of Thursday. The upper legislative chamber equally urged local and state governments to raise up to their responsibilities by ensuring the safety of lives and properties under their jurisdiction. Here is Uyi Agbomofuegbe's report.
These are some of the resolutions reached after a brief debate on a motion presented on the floor by Kogi West Senator Sunday Karimi. In his lead debate, Senator Karimi expressed shock at the audacity of the criminal elements to have kidnapped the Obalohun of Ololoke from his palace in Yegba local government area of Kogi State. The Kogi West lawmaker, however, explained that the kidnappers are yet to reach out to the family of the monarch to demand for ransom.
The House also noted that the shocking event took place when suspected kidnappers stormed the palace of the referred second-class chief around 12 a.m., shooting sporadically into the air before whisking the traditional ruler away to an unknown location. A situation which has caused unprecedented tension in the communities as fears mount over his safety. We further note that Okoloke, which is a border town to Kwara State, is a very peaceful settlement that harbors both Hausas and Fulani settlers, and they have been living together in harmony until recently that criminal elements filter into the community to perpetuate this act.
After the debate, the Senate stressed the need to encourage vigilante groups with increased remuneration to enable them carry out their duties effectively.
Security agencies in the country, to, as a matter of urgency, deploy their security arsenals to secure the immediate release of the monarch from his abductors. Those in favor of this prayer, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Commend the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces for giving directives to the National Security Advisor to establish forest guards across the country to curb the rising spate of insecurity in the country and to draw Mr. President's attention to the Nigerian Forest Security Service Establishment Bill 2025, recently passed by the National Assembly, awaiting presidential assent. This bill can be brought back to accommodate Mr. President's line of thought regarding the setting up of the proposed forest guard. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
This latest kidnapping comes as federal lawmakers prepare to convene a national security summit aimed at formulating lasting solutions to Nigeria's persistent security challenges. Uyi Agbomofuegbe, reporting for Global TV News.
Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has reiterated his administration's commitment to strengthening inter-agency cooperation for enhanced security across the state. The governor stated this while receiving the Assistant Inspector General of Police, AIG Kanayo Uzogbu, who is on a familiarization tour of Zone 9 Umahia. Amarachi Ibe reports.
Welcoming the AIG and his team, Governor Hope Uzodinma emphasized the need for continued partnership between the state government and the Nigerian police force, noting that the security challenges confronting the nation require coordinated efforts and high-level professionalism.
Nigerian police is one, anywhere and everywhere. I urge you people to give him support. I urge you to work together. Support yourselves. Discourage internal disagreements
He further urged the AIG to deploy his vast experience and leadership to strengthen the policing structure of the zone, especially in the fight against crime and other security threats in the region.
Government and the people of Imo State, and indeed the 5 eastern states and the chairman of Southeast Governors Forum. Part of the headache we have today is the insecurity in the Southeast. So we are not going to trivialize any arrangement that will strengthen security and secure the peace and order in this region. We are with you, and God is with us.
On his part, AIG Uzebu pledged the commitment of the Nigerian police force to improve service delivery through community-focused policing and strategic cooperation.
The president too, they have to be careful with all their campaigns. The border people that fight fellow crime criminals, criminal elements, go after them when they are comfortable with them. They should make sure that they are proper managers to get out of the state free. These are expectations of the state. So that if I come, I know you're in the state here, when I look at reflect and say, this is a state. State indeed a great one.
The visit of the Zone 9 police chief is seen as a strategic move to foster stronger synergy between security agency and the state government in the collective fight for peace and order in the region. From Government House Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The federal government has commenced a comprehensive review of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund (NEL Fund) operations across universities. This followed allegations of fraud in the disbursement of the student loan, which was elicited outrage across the country. Our correspondent Sharon Ajay tells us more.
The Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Alausa, says a multi-stakeholder meeting comprising of the Vice Chancellors, the National Universities Commission, NUC, NEL Fund, and the Ministry of Education has been formed with the task of assessing existing processes and delivering new standardized guidelines to improve the disbursement, communication, and management of NEL Fund student loans nationwide.
The second term of reference that this committee will work on to decide on timelines on when NELFund will pay the universities. They will come up with clear timelines that NELFund, is it that NELFund will pay every quarter or at the end, at the beginning of the semester, whatever timeline they come up with. And if NELFund is paying, meeting those obligations of timely payment, the issue of students getting the fund will be totally eliminated.
The minister says the final recommendations would be shared publicly once the committee submits its reports. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
The Nigerian Senate has commenced moves to pass the Federal Capital Territory 2025 budget of 1.78 trillion naira. Leader of the Senate, Okpeyemi Bamidele, led the debate on the bill after President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, read the letter urging the upper legislative chamber to pass the budget. Queen Agaba has details.
The total sum of 1,783,823,708,392 naira only.
Budgetary support to sustain the infrastructural development that we have seen. And last year, when we debated the bill, I pointed out that the only way we can bring high cost of land down is by opening up new areas.
The bill, according to the Senate, seeks to, among other things, address infrastructure development and job creation, as well as other critical sectors like education, health, agriculture, etc.
For the service of the Federal Capital Territory Abuja for the financial year commencing from 1st day of January and ending on the 31st day of December 2025. Second reading read.
A breakdown of the bill shows that 150 billion naira is for personnel cost, 343 billion naira is earmarked for overhead costs, while balance of 1.28 trillion naira is for capital projects. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
You are watching the live broadcast of Midday News. When Midday News returns, Trump says he wants to meet Putin as soon as he can. Details coming shortly, plus business and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Midday News on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the House of Representatives has urged the Federal Ministry of Finance and the Nigerian Customs Service to provide a detailed explanation of the methodology and criteria used in determining the 2% import surcharge remittance. This further called for the publication of a transparent framework for calculating and implementing the surcharge in line with the provisions of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Act 2022. Over now to Queen Agaba as she completes the report.
The House directed the Federal Ministry of Finance to ensure the accurate calculation and immediate remittance of all outstanding arrears of the 2% import surcharge to the Raw Materials Research and Development Council. This resolution followed the adoption of a motion moved by Honorable Aliu Abdullahi, who expressed concern over persistent irregularities in the calculation and remittance of the surcharge to the RMRDC. He noted that at present, the council is being paid a negligible amount of 0.05% with undefined sources, while warning that the lack of transparency and accountability in the remittance process undermines the intent and provisions of Section 12, Subsection 1, Subsection B of the RMRDC Act.
Worried that these irregularities or discrepancies, the lack of clarity created in the disbursement of the fund, arbitrarily void the provision or the law and have greatly hampered the development of the nation and continued to serve as a clog in the wheel of progress.
In a separate resolution, the House also directed the Federal Ministry of Health and the Nigeria Center for Disease Control (NCDC) and the Primary Healthcare Development Agency to enforce mandatory diphtheria immunization testing and treatment in healthcare facilities across all 774 local government areas of the country. Furthermore, the House tasked the Federal Ministry of Information and National Orientation to intensify public sensitization campaigns on the dangers, symptoms, and modes of transmission of diphtheria in a bid to curb its spread and prevent further fatalities. This followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance moved by Honorable Beatrice Lowry, who lamented that diphtheria continues to thrive in Africa due to low vaccination coverage. He observed that the disease remains virtually absent in countries such as the United States and those in Europe, where vaccination rates are high, stressing that diphtheria primarily threatens unvaccinated individuals, especially those who travel internationally or come in contact with infected persons.
That from May 2022 to February 2025, Nigeria has reported 41,978 suspected cases of diphtheria from Bauchi, Borno, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, with Kano and Yobe states accounting for the highest number, 24,062 and 5,330 respectively.
The House of Representatives also passed bills to amend the North, Central, South-South, Southwest, and Southeast Development Commission Act 2025.
Consider the report on a bill for an act to amend the North Central Development Commission Act 2025 and for related matters and approve clauses 1 to 4, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill.
The bill is expected to pave the way for the appointment of additional executive directors to bolster administrative efficiency within the regional bodies. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
A bill seeking to stop all government agencies from buying foreign-made cars has passed second reading on the floor of the Senate. The bill, which was presented by Senator Patrick Uwebeze, was referred to the Senate Committee on Public Procurement to report back in 4 weeks. Kikelomo Okeri tells us more.
In his lead debate, Senator Patrick Uwebeze says when the bill is passed, it will bar all ministries, departments and agencies from patronizing foreign-made vehicles and mandate them to buy only locally manufactured ones. He added that this move will create more jobs opportunity for the teeming youth and increase the country's gross domestic product. Senator Uwebeze added that the country will save costs if the President, National Assembly, members, governors, ministers and top government functionaries patronize locally made automobiles.
Unfortunately, over the years, we have failed to institutionalize the use of indigenous products, brands and services in Nigeria and have instead glorified foreign goods of no particular superior quality. This failure has and is being felt in no less a sector than our economy.
After the debate, Deputy President of the Senate, Jibril Barau, who presided over the session, noted that if passed, the bill will be among the things that will stabilize the Nigerian economy and preserve the country's foreign exchange.
Bill for the art to make it mandatory for ministries, departments and agencies, including the Senate, to give priority to local manufacturers and indigenous automobile companies in procurement process and for related matters 2025. Second reading taken.
Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News.
In sports now, Barcelona has been confirmed champions of La Liga after they defeated local rivals in Espanyol 2-0. A stunning Lamine Yamal strike helped crown Barcelona La Liga champions, ensuring Real Madrid can no longer catch them at the top of the table. Yamal's efforts and Fernan Lopez's goal took Hansi Flick's side 7 points clear of Los Blancos, with 2 matches remaining to clinch their 28th title and complete a superb domestic treble. And that's it on Global TV Midday News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. You can download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good afternoon.